Hello, all my water babies, and welcome. I'm getting ready to draw your weekly relationship reading, and we're going to start right now. Now, as always, if you haven't already done so, go ahead and subscribe and ting that bell so you know when I go live or when I upload new videos. Okay, and let's get started here. Now, there's a few more decks this week, as you can see, and we're going to have a more in-depth draw this week when it comes to relationships and with your money. Now, I'm going to draw one card from the Moon Oracle deck, and that is going to be what's influencing you this week when it comes to your relationships. And this is the Sacrifice card. Now, this card means to put yourself last and put somebody else ahead, someone else's needs ahead of your own. Self-sacrifice, to make sure somebody else has what they need before you take care of yourself. So I guess that's what the theme of our relationships this week is going to be, is thinking of other people before we think of ourselves. Now, this first card is going to be, now I have already shuffled and prayed over all of these cards, so this first card is going to be your present situation when it comes to your relationships. The second card is going to be what is influencing your relationships this week. And this next card is going to be the advice for this week. And this fourth card is going to be what the possible outcomes are going to be with your relationship this week. And this card is going to represent the overall general advice for this week when it comes to your relationships. And when I flip this over, this card is telling us that we need to be on the lookout when it comes for our relationships. We need to be on the lookout for sudden mishaps or unforeseen problems that show up during the week with our relationships. So, okay, just going to move this over here. And then I'm going to deal the as above cards as clarifying. The first clarifying card for your reading. And the as so below cards. Okay, water babies, let's find out here what's really going on here with the self-sacrifice and the unforeseen issues here. And of course, we have first out comes the devil, which is telling me that there is somebody that is holding someone else back when it comes to your relationships. There's something or someone holding things back from moving forward. And whoever or whatever that is, you need to make a conscious effort this week to get away from that situation or that person. It is not good for you or your relationships. It's just going to cause issues, especially if this involves someone else. If this person is holding back someone else along with you, then you really need to get rid of that situation. And when you do, when you're trying to get out of that situation, you're going to have the goddess energy coming in, which is creativity, and abundance. Creativity, abundance, fertility, rebirth, things like that. So use the energy of the goddess, even if you have to come up with, especially if you have to come up with creative ways to get out of that situation. Her energy is going to be very welcome. And it looks like there's going to be a little bit of bad news when it comes to this whole issue. I don't know if this is going to be brief or not. So let's move on and we'll find out about this energy. Okay, and then we have the Four of Pentacles. So after this little bit of bad news comes along with your relationships, I see better things on the horizon. There's more stable energy, especially when it comes to your finances in this in your relationships. There is you're better off once you leave this entire situation, and then you will usher in new relationships, whether it's an advancement in the relationship you have now or the start of a new relationship. Whatever this represents, it's going to be a long-lasting and happy relationship. And it's also telling you that you need to listen to your inner wisdom and the guidance from the divine in order to find the true path through all of this to get to this energy here. So if you know the way, and you're being guided, so whatever grief this is and whatever situation this negative energy is talking about, the goddess and the path are here to tell you that you are being guided by the divine through it all. So don't take everything too harshly, because the new relationships that you get from this are going to be long lasting and very happy. Now, the advice for the week when it comes to your relationships is you need to move past what's holding you behind. What's behind you isn't really influencing you anymore. It doesn't serve you anymore. It's not creating any kind of passion for you anymore, and you need to leave it behind and look forward and into better opportunities for yourself and the rest of your family, or whatever relationship that you are moving into when it comes to this energy here. And this card here is spell casting, and it's here to tell you that you have mastered your connection with the divine. And when in doing that, you have also mastered the use of your resources and your abilities to create, to co-create with other people and the divine a better world for yourself and those you love. So once you leave everything behind, then you will get to this point, and it will be a very safe and loving environment for you to learn how to master and to learn what you needed to learn to get to this point. Now, the possible outcome of, I do believe it's this situation right here. You have the Eight of Swords, which is telling you that you need to navigate the situation with a clear mind. You're hindering yourself. You're kind of getting in your own way here. Just take off your blindfold. Stop looking at things through rose-colored glasses and look at things the way they truly are. Look at the real truth of the situation, and you will easily find your way past whatever this issue is over here. And once you get past that and you see the real truth, you're going to end up building some barriers for yourself, so you can have a safe and clean environment to practice your spirituality and to connect with the divine to find your true path here. And then you have this youthful energy coming in here that loves to experiment and find answers to other people's problems. And this is a youthful energy, a fun energy. So whatever issue that you have dealing with your relationship, she's going to help you through it in a fun way. So definitely look for that youthful energy here. She's going to bring in some new insights that are going to be pretty nice for you. And then what the overall outlook for your relationships this week, it's going to be the Fool. Basically, you're going to be delving into things that you never thought you were going to delve into, but do it without fear. If you go through this week without fear, then everything will work out perfectly for you. You have to have faith that the divine is there to help you. And in each circumstance this week, you have the divine, you have the goddess, you have the path, you have the spellcaster, and you have the circle. So these are all divine energies here to help you at every stage and every step that you're going through. So have faith that they're all going to be there to help you work through it this week, and do what's right for you and your family, and hopefully avoid any of these issues that are going to pop up spontaneously. And then you have the summer lands to go along with the Fool energy, and they're both zeros. They're both renewal. They're both having faith. But when the summer lands is not just the beginning of the journey, but it's also the end of the journey. The Summerlands is a place where after death there is renewal. It is reflection on their past life and the lessons that you have learned. And if you haven't learned them, then what lessons do you want to take on to the new life in order to learn what you need to learn? And this is a great card for you to tell you to sit back and reflect on this week, and make sure you learn all of these lessons, because it just seems like there is a lesson in every step this week that you really needed to learn. And as long as you have learned it, then you can move on, and you'll feel rejuvenated when it comes to the way you deal with people and how you take care of yourself and the people in your life. And you will have a real sense of accomplishment by the end of the week when it comes to your relationships and how they are with other people, especially the ones that are closest to you. I mean, a lot of this is dealing with those people in your close circle or family. And once you figure out this card, once he figures out what lessons he needs to take with him, it is also a card of rebirth, not just death and reflection, but it's renewal and rebirth with this card as well. And then in comes the Queen of Pentacles, and she's here to teach you how to enjoy nature on a personal level. So she's here to help you with your relationships, and help them nurture them and teach you how to nurture them and grow them, and so they will be happy, long-lasting relationships. Now, I hope everything in this reading has resonated with you, and I hope you enjoyed this reading. Now, before you go, don't forget to watch more videos and to subscribe.